Hi guys. So on the forums, Karl Marx asked for a tutorial for Adobe Premiere Pro, and since I've been using that program for about 2 months, I think. Well, I thought it would be a good idea to do it. So here's a video that's going to teach you a few basic things in Premiere Pro. Now Premiere Pro is in French. So some things won't probably be the same as in an English program, but I'll be saying everything in English so you'll understand anyway. So let's start. So you just open Premiere Pro, you're going to do a new project. Give it a name, so we're going to call that, it's actually a video of a rocket jump, so I'm going to take rocket jump example. Always give a good name, you know, that so you don't get lost in all of your projects. Click OK. You're gonna have to use format, so you can use that, but you don't actually need to choose that because Premiere Pro can adapt its settings to the video you're going to use. Something special in Premiere Pro is that you use sequences. Sequences, I've never really understood what they're for, but I think they're mostly used in, for example, long videos, long films, like when you have different sequences, like an introduction sequence, like with the start of the story, and then an action sequence, you know, these different things, and then they just put all of them together, and they can apply different settings to each sequence. Well, in Uberstrike, like for a montage, you're just going to use, well, I only use one sequence, no point using several ones. So we're just going to call that, well, the same as the project name, since it's the same thing, rocket jump example. I'm going to take that 1080p, okay. So just wait for the thingy to load. Okay. So, well, let's start with the first thing, how to import a video to Premiere Pro. Then I'll explain all the different windows we have in Premiere Pro. So you just go to File, so you use Fichier in French, and you go to Import. You can go through all your different files. Mine is in Ubic, somewhere around here. There, random image. It imports actually quite fast, the videos. I was quite surprised when I used it for the first time. Okay, so now that we've imported it, I'm going to explain the different windows we have here. Let's start with one of the most important windows. So it's this one in yellow. You have different tabs. We're going to start with the first one. In the first one, you have all of your videos and sequences that you're going to use in your project. So every time you import something, it's going to appear here. I think you can change the view of this. Yeah, like this a bit better. What I like with this is that you can see what the video actually is, and you can quickly go through it. There, then you have a different tabs that I never really use. This one I've never really used. I think it's like to go through all of your media on your computer. This one gives info about the video you just imported. Then you have the effects tab, very important. I'll talk about that later, how to apply effects to a video. And then your history, oh, that's not that important, except if you want to see what you did and if you want to cancel something you did. I don't know what that is. Now let's see a second useful window. It's the replay window, and also, oh, you can use it for several things. So we're going to work with this video I just imported, so just double click on it and see it appears on top left. This is where you can play that video and just like watch it. So it's a rocket jump I used in a video that I posted on the Ubic channel. Here you can select what you want to use in your project. So we'll do that just after. Here, effect options, that's a window where you're going to use all, you're going to change all the settings of your effects. That's the audio window. I've never used that. It's probably really practical. I'll have to explore that actually. Seems quite good. Third window is where you're going to see your actual project, so that will come in a few minutes. And the last window, the main one, is the one where you do all of your editing, where you're going to see your videos. So we're just going to start and you understand everything much better. So now that we've double clicked on our video that we're going to use, you're going to have to import the part you want into the timeline. So it's called a timeline. We're mostly going to select nearly all of it, so we're going to start here. So just place the little yellow thing wherever you want to start it. Windows too small. You can, something that's really good, you can change all of the size of the windows. Yeah, recording. So just click on this, that's start of the video, then go to where you want to stop it. Let's just stop it around here. And just click on this. Now, you have a choice. Either you import the video and the audio at the same time into here. So to do this, you're going to just drag the picture and it's going to go here. See, so I chose settings at this at the start. I don't know if you remember, for my project, or my project. The video isn't of the same settings, so it's asking me, do you want to use the same settings you chose before, or the settings of the video you imported? So I'm going to modify the settings. I just adapt them to the video I imported. So here you have the video and audio. I don't think I actually recorded any audio for this video, so there's not much point. If you want to delete it, just select it and press, you can right click and press delete somewhere around here. There. You can also only import the video, so it's this small icon, just click on it and drag it into here. Or you can import only the audio and drag it here. What we're going to do is import the video. We don't need any audio. As you can see in the timeline, you've got different lines. So the upper part is for your video. All of your video files, you can put several ones onto each other. You can also use different audio lines, so we have 4 here. I think you can add some, can't really remember where. So that's it. Now we're going to zoom a little because we can't really see much. There, it's good. I'm going to make that bigger too, since there's no audio. This is work already. There, you can take that down. There. Okay, so that's the basics. Already taking your video into the timeline. Simple, but you know, when you use your program for the first time, it's never that simple. Now, let's continue. So yeah, you can see now that it's in the timeline, you can see it in the project window here. It's great. There. Now, let's go to the effects. So in this bottom left window, you have an effects tab. So you have a lot of effects in Adobe Premiere Pro when you get it for the first time, you know, that are kind of offered with the program. So you've got you've got audio effects, audio transitions, video effects, and video transitions. We're going to go to, we're going to start by adding a video transition. So we're just going to place a fade in, so a black fade. So here are your effects. When you want to apply an effect, just drag it to the place where you want to apply it. Here, so it's fading at the start of the video. So I'm just going to apply it to the start, and here it appears. You can see it in a kind of purple color. Now, if you click on this, a transition is kind of like an effect. So we're just going to take that. You click on this, it becomes green. So that means it's selected. And if you go to the Effect Options tab up here, well, you can see all the info about this transition. And you can modify it. You can modify its length. See it changed here. You can modify other settings. I'm not going to go in detail. This video is going to last for an hour. There, so let's replay this. So see, it's going to appear here. There, nice fading. Always good at the start of a video. Now, let's see for video effects. Here, I've got a lot of plugins I downloaded, so you won't expect, you probably won't have these in your program, like all of these BCC8 effects. Also, all of the Magic Bullet plugins, they're great, especially the Magic Bullet looks. If you can get that one, it's really useful. So let's try and use an effect that's already that you'll have if you haven't downloaded any plugins. A simple one, like aesthetics. Right. Nah. Yeah. We'll just. I really don't like all these effects, but anyway, let's just use one. Right, so I don't know the name in English, it's French. If I translate it, it would be painting, animation, something like that. Anyway, so I applied it, you can see it changed. Right, so it directly brought us to the Effect Options tab, and here you can see all of the info. Every effect appears. The first one is one that's already there at the start. With this one, you can change the position of your video. See, you can move it. The scale, zoom in, zoom out. The rotation, and other things that I never really use. The opacity is quite good to use if you want to sync in with the music depending on the opacity. See? I think yeah, time remapping. I was searching for the transition. We're going to talk about this just after, because it gets a bit more complex. So we're going to work on this effect. We're just going to show you a few things. So it appears here. If you click on that FX thing, it's going to deactivate the effect. So you can see it activating and deactivating. You can change quite a lot of things in there. See, they all appear. The angle, the length, density, well, a lot of things. See, so it's not that difficult. So now I really hate that effect, so I'm just going to take it away, and I'm going to show you a few things about time remapping, and I think that's my favorite Premiere Pro tool. I think you can find it in other programs such as Final Cut Pro, even though it's not that useful in Cut Pro, also in Sony Vegas probably. Anyway, time remapping. Time remapping consists in changing the speed of a video. Now what's great is that you can literally do anything you want. You can work on it in the effects tab, but you can also work on it in the timeline, and that's what I usually do, and that's what I'm going to do today. So here on the timeline, there's a yellow line that represents the opacity, so 100%. You can see if you bring it down, the opacity goes down. That's what's really great about Premiere Pro, is that you can directly edit onto the timeline on your videos. If you click on that small arrow, you can change, and you can go to time remapping, remappage temporaire in French, and you'll go to speed. So we have a yellow line again. I'm going to bring that up so you can see it better. There. Okay. So let's start with basics. If you want to speed up your video, you're going to just click on this line and drag it up, and you can see the numbers going up. So we brought it up to about 150%. So you can see when I bring it up, the video gets smaller, and that's because it's getting faster. See if you look at it. See, it's going much faster. It's not the normal speed. So we're going to bring that back to 100% now. If you want to cancel something you did, just press on Control Z on a PC or CMD Z on a Mac. You can also slow it down, bring it down, see? That gives you some slow motion. There. Now, what's great in time remapping is to use different speeds, most of the time to sync with the music. So to do that, you're going to use keyframes. That's a major notion that you're going to use in Premiere Pro. Keyframes. To add a keyframe, press on, so on the Mac it's CMD, put your mouse onto the line and just click. On a PC it's probably going to be Control, I don't know, I don't really know what replaces CMD. So you've got a keyframe here. So this is kind of a basic point where something's going to change. Let's just add a second one over in here. Between the keyframes you can change something. So here, see, if I bring this down, it's going to go into slow motion, but not on the left, on the right. It stays normal. Normal, slow motion. We're going to make it a bit more normal speed, and suddenly slow motion. See, it's great. Something that's really practical is to use these. So just click on the keyframe. If you drag this along, you can see a side of the keyframe is moving, and the speed is gradually going to go down, and that's really great because you're not going to have the speed that just suddenly goes down, and it's going to be much more fluid. See, gradually goes down. You don't even realize that it goes into slow motion. It seems normal. You can also use this thing. I never really use it, but it can be quite good sometimes. Like here, if you really have a radical change, you can use it to smoothen it up a little. See, like this. So that's it for time remapping. And now I'm going to finish with one last thing. It's keyframes, but for effects. But before that, I'm just going to show you the different tools here. So you have the normal tool, selecting tool. You're going to mostly work with that. And the only other tool I work with is the cutting tool, the trimming tool. I mean, just use that and click wherever you want, and it cuts the video into parts. So that can be useful. Something I use it quite a lot, especially for changing color corrections. I don't really use the other ones. I might have to try and use them one day. They might be useful. Yeah, the zoom tool, kind of good. I just use the trackpad. There. Now we're just going to bring. Oh yes, one thing. When you use time remapping, you can't use keyframes for effects. So what you have to do if you have used time remapping, I don't know why it's kind of a bug on Premiere Pro. I've searched on the internet, it's normal. What you have to do is right click onto your video and click on imbriquer. I have no idea how to say that in English. You'll find out, you know, just go into the thing and you'll see it's in this third part thing. It's the only one that appears, so just click on that and it becomes green. So all the effects have been added to the video, so that you can't see the effects you've done anymore, but you'll see the slow motion I added is still there. It's still there. So we're going to work with an effect. Let's look for a good one. No, it's ugly. there, color correction, TV colors, um, alright, so this is a very ugly effect. I'm going to choose another color because that's really not nice. Quoi? Ok. So what you're going to do is click on the one on this small watch thing, and the keyframe appears here. So it's the same as time remapping. So you have a keyframe here, and you can add another one here. So just click on this. On here you can change your settings. So we're going to change the color. There. So and see. Depending on what the keyframes are, until this is linear, so it's going to gradually change. The color gradually changes, goes to red. If you choose by, I don't know how to translate that, by steps or something, it's going to just suddenly change. Right, you're going to see that blue and suddenly red. There. So that's the basics. Keyframes are very important to use, so I really recommend them. And now to finish, you can't export to YouTube directly from Premiere Pro. You have to export as a media. Just choose your settings here. You can choose where you want the video to start and stop. There's a lot of different codecs. Anyway, that's you're going to have to explore that depending on what recorder you use, what recorder codec you use. Well, I hope this helps. If you want anything else to be explained, just tell me and I'll be glad to make a video. Bye.